gonna start right here. We're gonna go right here, and then we're gonna go to my stuff.
Well, as we mentioned, law enforcement says both Umfenauer and Meade are affiliated with the Aryan Knights prison gang. U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Idaho is working with the FBI, state, and local law enforcement on this investigation.
U.S. Attorney Josh Hurwitz says it's too soon to tell whether or not the crimes the men are accused of committing are gang-sanctioned or gang-related. I asked Hurwitz about his knowledge of the white supremacist prison gang and his office's history with prosecuting cases involving AK members.
So the Aryan Knights is a prison gang local to Idaho that was formed in the 1990s, late 1990s, early 2000s. It sort of took off a bit within the Idaho Department of Correction prison system and those facilities. It has since continued and has had up to an estimated 85 to 100 members at its height.
Don't worry, I'm driving, and then as soon as I stop, then I'll be talking.
That gang federally using the RICO statute, and that case has been being prosecuted ever since. There's one more defendant from, again, that leadership group remaining to go to trial here later on this year. They were a very violent gang. We do think that the indictment, again, back in 2018, which charged 10 of the leadership of the gang, had an effect in splintering up the organization, but not completely, as is evident from continued membership of folks in the AK.
What are the ideologies?
All right, so first thing they said, I know I didn't stop yet, they mentioned 2018. Now you can look it up on Google. Bailey put in a plea that he, is innocent. And they did not have enough sufficient evidence to convict him of this shooting that had happened. There's multiple situations that Jesse Bailey has been involved in since then, so which tells me he didn't stay incarcerated for very long. So we'll get into more of that in a minute. Got parky. And I don't have everybody here yet anyway, so I'm just doing my thing. I wouldn't mind finding a nice shady spot, but where I am, there's no shade. Oh boy. So which way do I want to go? I want to face in what direction? Come on, motherfucker. I swear to God, people just, if they're not on the regular road, oh my God, it's just incredible. Alright, so I'm going to face the sun in this direction. I don't want to face the sun. So, I'm going to turn our booty around. Because this jackass had to get in my way, so I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Then we goes into our parking spot. Yippee! It's sort of a parking spot. I figure I'd just create one. I won't hurt nobody. I created a spot. Alright. I know I said I wasn't going to go live, but it's kind of important. Alright, so I did record the one for year 2018. That case. Excuse me, I'm trying to breathe. But I didn't. Hi guys, thank you for being here. Max, Tax Max, thank you. Alright, so we're going to talk about the Aryan Knights, the family. Alright, so you already got a little bit of that. You already heard it from, most of these, about them, right? So here we go. We're going to get ready to watch what I put together. It ain't the best. There will also be a link for Tell It to Elle, because I used a portion of her video, and I think she did a really good job. And also, I will be adding links to Paparazzi, which is Jay Embry, because I really do feel it's a good idea to follow him, because I kind of think he's on board with what's going on behind the scenes. So let me get out of this real quick, just so I can read everybody here. All right. The AK is no joke. Crazy man, crazy. Yeah, I know. But they may also be on to something here. Now, here's the thing. We have been pressing the issue, all of us, including me. The fact that multiple things were going on. There's no doubt. Multiple things were happening that whole weekend. For Ethan, we already know that there's some new hazing that's supposed to happen to him, but it wasn't supposed to happen right before the holidays. They would normally do the hazing when he comes back for the next semester, okay? So we're going to put hazing aside, because it's kind of odd that he did it early. It's odd that he did it right during a holiday season, right before they leave, because he's coming back. All right, this is going to be his second year freshman, I think it was, and which means he has to be rehazed over again. And he can't. I don't know if he's going to be moving in to the frat while this is going on, or if he was really planning on staying with Xana in that room. I know he didn't live there, but hold on. All right. Is Ethan Jewish? No, I wonder if they're Jewish, but I don't think so. I think they're Orthodox. But I don't know if it's Orthodox Catholic or Orthodox Jew, but I don't know. There's two different sorts. So, but as for nationality, we're not going to get into that, okay? Because I don't think that matters. All right. Or the Chapins. I mean, sorry. No, I get it. You don't have to apologize. Alright, so multiple things were going on. We do know that they were being watched. Now, the characters that I pointed out, I definitely do not believe they're at all part of the Aryan community, the family. They're not. Because they're not white. They're Arabs. Alright, so the only ones that I think that possibly could be a part of the Aryan nation would be Goncalves. I'm not going to say his name right because I keep wanting to call him Gonzalez. And Brian Kohberger. He could have easily tried to join. Alright, so what I'm going to explain is how Brian would be involved in any way to this group and to what happened that night, and why Brent Kopaka was being kind of terrorized. Now I'm gonna try and stay in thought, guys, because you guys have lots of great questions. I think Payne is definitely part of this damn group. No, there's no doubt about it. They have ties when it comes to transporting from Afghanistan to the United States, and other whatever other bases that they were from. They have ties and connections to transport. So we're not gonna put the Paynes away, because they're big in this. Okay. I don't know if they're part of this Aryan nation family specifically, but they're definitely a part of the new takedown, the new changes that are supposed to happen in this country. So I'm not done because I can get pretty far in this. All right, but I'm going back to listening and learning. Yeah, okay, so here we go. I'm going to do my best. You guys are awesome. I love it that you guys are here and you're bearing with my thoughts. Now, I do have to say everything is speculation, my opinion only. I have no choice. And then the disclaimer thing, which I didn't put up. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to add a little piece of Tell It to L to this. And I want to discuss this before I press play, but at the same time I need to discuss it afterwards. So we're going to do both. Now what was going on at that house specifically? Apparently that house has been used, has been a spot for a very long time. Now, we're not going to sit there and say, hey, the Baileys owned it, and that's why it ended up on Google Maps, and then now the park is ending up on Google Maps, because people are saying that you can change the map by suggesting changes, and it would be on there temporarily. I can't say that doesn't happen, but I don't understand why Google Maps would accept those changes and add those changes without, really checking it out. Really truly leaving it to the public to play with Google Maps. That's kind of dangerous, I think. It could be used in nefarious ways. And also, changing these maps can also be used for drop-offs. Yeah, so they can communicate with, just bear with me because I don't have the photograph in front of me, but I had it in one of my live events, and I mentioned it, and Bubbly is the one that found it, so that's when I started talking about it. But these are communications now between nefarious groups, and they're now communicating through Google. So I have to do a video about it because I think, like, when you guys start seeing weird things when it comes to the Google Maps, or even that Google Maps is, kind of screwing you up when you're driving around, I want to explain what's going on there. Because, let me see, I'm glad I caught your live. Thank you so much for being here. K's, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to say your name, right? Just forgive me. Thank you for being here, Amy. Everybody, thank you. Sim111, thank you guys so much. And the other 26 that are watching. This is not old news. I mean, new news. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that this is a part of the Brian Kohberger case. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being okay with the fact I can't pronounce the name. I need easier names, guys. Some cool ones. Put them out there. I'm just kidding. Your names are cool. Just bear with me. Yeah, so there's more than the I'm not going to say the name right. Aryan Nation prison gang. There's more than these guys that exist. Okay, and we're also going to talk about the Crypto Queen. Now, she's from Germany, and also she's from Belgium. She had fled the country. They don't know if she's dead or alive. I don't have quite proof yet. But I did find some footprint ideas. Not just ideas, but when I'm ready to show it, I will show it, only because, like, I want to be sure that, the fact that she has been staying in between Boise, the Falls area, and Moscow, Idaho. Also, definitely 100% up in Spokane, Washington. Now, the only reason why I'm finding this is because of the sibling, the child, and the child that she had long before the one that's younger. she should be younger, but she had another child that she had left behind with the father, and the father raised that child in the United States. So this is something that she did long before she had the child that they're talking about, where her and her daughter had disappeared. And you'll be surprised who the child is. So once I make sure I have full, what do you call it on that, then I'll tell you who she is. Now, I will give you a guess, because if you watch the Grubhub, her daughter, the one that she had left with the father raised in the United States while she was in Belgium, she was at the Grubhub truck, and this individual is not even supposed to be alive. It's supposed to be dead. Okay, so yeah, it gets crazy. Now, the crypto queen is definitely a part of the white supremacists, which I'm quite surprised about it, because she seemed kind of like Hispanic to me, like she looks Hispanic. But you'll be amazed how many individuals that look Hispanic are really in the Brotherhood here. So it's kind of weird. All right, so I know you're probably thinking I'm crazy and I'm reaching, but I'm telling you, multiple things were going on, giving these individuals, multiple reasons to be assassinated. All right, so now with Ethan, he's messing with a gang member. He doesn't realize they're gang members. They're at that party, okay? They're dealers, you name it, and he's acting tough, because he's with his brothers, and he's he's used to a certain way of acting in front of others that these individuals did not understand, because they're not really from Moscow, Idaho. So, at the same time as they're dealing with the Ethan situation, they're noticing a few things, almost as if, hey, wait a minute, they may be informants. Alright, so I know you're like, where are you going with that? Well, I'm going to prove to you, the best that I can, that Ethan was definitely the first to go, along with, with Xana, before the girls. I do not believe that Maddie and Kaylee ever really truly made it home. If you look at the Grubhub truck and you've seen the very last text that Kaylee gets, and Kaylee's acting, and I know how that feels when you feel like you're in danger and you can't let that feeling show, because you don't want to tip off of whoever's watching you. You want to act like you know nothing. You want to act as oblivious as anything. And I know she wasn't drunk, but she was acting like she was as drunk as her friend. Okay? I believe that last text, the whole reason why they forgot their hoodie friend, is because they were told to run. They were told specifically run. Which means if somebody picked them up, they didn't take them home. They didn't take them anywhere near the house. They've been extracted. They've been saved. But something tells me also that maybe Maddie wasn't saved. That maybe Maddie died of an overdose while they were being extracted. So, but again, the parents will probably lose their mind on social media to insist that this and this happened, this is what they saw, and I know everybody's going to go with that. you know, and but I don't think so. I could believe that something happened to Maddie, and that Maddie didn't make it, because of the substance that she's been on besides drinking. All right, so I don't know if you guys are listening, and we already also seen. I know we're gonna jump off the subject because this is important. We also seen the guy that was in the jersey do the sleep motion, saying, hey, wait till she sleeps, which means he slipped her with something. Or even the sandwich guys helped slip her with something. Now, I know you're going to be like, oh, that's a stretch. They wouldn't do that. You'll be amazed when you go to, like, certain bars, certain clubs, where a bartender will help the perpetrator drug you, and so they could take you later. You know, you'd be surprised of the nefarious things these individuals would do to make money, extra money. And a lot of that happens in, you know, like a lot of, you know, especially in Las Vegas. You gotta be so careful. Even though you're watching your drink, you gotta watch the bartender. You gotta literally keep an eye on that bartender, make sure nothing slipping in from the fingers into your drink. Okay? Because you don't know if they are forced to do it, or if they're doing it because they need the money. All right, so and these gangs, they're relentless. They need that money in prison. They need that power that they have over the guards and the police, and they could run it all from there. And then you have your soldiers outside. You have your queen and your king outside. You know, just... Well, here we go. We're going to go over this, and then we're going to talk afterwards, okay? You ready? Thank you for being here. Now, I put this together for you, and I hope you like it. It's going to be loud. Everybody's going to hear it, but here we go. Let's go.
Drug ring tied to Aryan prison gang indicted with 24 federal arrests. More than 1.9 million doses of fentanyl and over 230 pounds of methamphetamine seized. More than 225 guns and firearm parts taken off the streets Tacoma. 27 people were indicted by a grand jury for drug trafficking, and many of those in the indictment are tied to the Aryan Family, a white supremacist prison gang, announced U.S. Attorney Nick Brown. 24 of the defendants have been arrested over the last 5 days in Washington and Arizona. The alleged leader of the drug trafficking organization, Jesse James Bailey, is also an influential member of the Aryan Family prison gang. Bailey is alleged to have trafficked huge amounts of fentanyl, methamphetamine, and other drugs in Washington, Idaho, and to Alaska. Bailey and many others in cash from 18 locations in Washington and Arizona.
Sorry about that. I was looking for a way to pause. All right. You're going to be surprised, too, to find out how many officers, FBI agents are a part of the white supremacist group. And also Otism. So, it's not just this, but Otism is a white supremacist group as well. And they don't think they're just in prison.
Have been indicted by the grand jury. All are in federal custody unless otherwise noted. Jesse James Bailey, 39, of Steilacoom, Washington, in custody Thomas Carver, 59, of Auburn, Washington, in custody Bryson Gill, 30, of Buckeye, Arizona, in custody in Arizona Yehoshua Kill, 37, incarcerated in Washington State Prison Gustavo Castellanos Tapia, 37, of Burien, Washington, in custody Candace Bailey, 41, of Steilacoom, in custody Ronaldo McComb, 58, of Richfield, Washington, in custody Keith.
Now there's two Baileys, okay? One is, what was it, 29 or 39, and yeah, I think it was 29, and this one's 41 years old. This one has a record going back to year 2018 or 17.
28. Currently incarcerated in King County Jail, the sheer amount of narcotics seized in this investigation is shocking, said Jacob B. Galvin, acting special agent in charge, via Seattle. The fentanyl seized in this operation contained enough lethal doses to kill everyone who lives in Tacoma and Seattle, with enough lethal doses left over to poison another 500,000 people. Doc is honored to be part of this interdisciplinary task force, said Department of Corrections Secretary Cheryl Strange. It takes a highly skilled team to investigate, disrupt and dismantle a sophisticated group of criminals like this. Fentanyl use by incarcerated individuals and those under Doc's supervision in the community has become a serious problem. Removing a major supplier of this deadly drug is a huge victory for all Washingtonians.
Okay, before we go on, the reason why the white supremacist group is doing what they are doing is because they're trying to usher in the New World Order. And I don't want to connect the dots with certain politicians or future presidents, but these guys are going to be a problem, and they're going to continue being a problem, regardless if the ones listed here are incarcerated or not. All right. So they already hit back on the Coeur d'Alene Police Department. Don't think that's going to be over, okay? We don't know who else they're going to be hitting back at. And this does connect to why they were starting this War 3 overseas. Again, using not just the American student. There's other countries that they were going after, using college students for marketing, okay? So it isn't just them, like I thought. Maybe it was just the United States acting stupid. Or not, just being negligent or gullible. It's more than that. And they made sure to supply these weapons of mass destruction, okay, so that the nations can fight each other. So yes, they are a part of what was going on there, bringing down these drugs to start an epidemic, starting in the north, not the south, which is odd, right? So a lot that I was talking about is not false. All of it's true. So I'm going to finish this off so you can read this slowly. Do a screen recording. This is the documents. I was going to show you where the documents were, but then I lost it, and now I got to remember so I can show you where it is. I'll do a short video in the shorts, so you can find this docs very easily. Now within this is going to have a little piece of Tell It to Elle's video. There will be a link to it in the description. It isn't there yet, but once this uploads, I will redo all the links. Pay attention. Let me know if you're able to see it, if it's blurry or not. But just pay attention a bit. This could answer why there's a gag order on Brian Kohberger's case. Who knows if this is actually connected to his case, and the gag order was just to keep a lot of the information as apart as possible, and to protect the witnesses. I still believe that Brian is a witness. I still believe that he was doing stuff that we do, sleuthing away, okay? But because he wants to be, well known for bringing down a cartel, and he's not even an officer or an FBI agent, unless he is, and we're all wrong about it, okay? And he was undercover the whole time, and they just can't blow his cover. We don't know what's going on until the trial, obviously. But this one-man bandit thing don't make no damn sense. None of it does. And then the fact that Kaylee and Maddie knew to run. And then I already pointed out all the individuals they were following. And the individuals that were following them. Yeah. So, we're not done yet. Take your time to pause. I'll take that sound down. Take your time to pause and read. Let me see about getting my... I apologize, my picture will be in the way, so just take your time and scroll. You can slow the video down. You have options in your phone or your laptop to slow everything down, read it. And I'm going to try to remember where I found the documents. Okay? I'd love to add some music, but I might even get copywritten just for the very beginning of this. should be getting updates soon on what's going on with them. But I don't think we're going to get the updates we're looking for until Brian Kohberger's trial starts.
Functions of the vehicles. I did the best I could with the footage that I got, and you tell me, again, coincidence or not. Most of the vehicles, like this picture here, both of these trucks came up when I looked up the VIN number. The Hellcat is an example not based on the VIN number. Subject vehicle for Jesse James.
This is everything that they seized. This is the date when they seized everything. These are the vehicles that we may have noticed during that evening of the incident on November 12th, 2022. So I'm going to kind of pause what I put down there. If you look at the dates, let's pause this. Alright, so if you look at these dates, these would probably basically be the year of the and model of the vehicles. And at one point I thought it may be but again, I'm not really sure if it's a part of the case or not. But you did get to see what Tell It to Elle had. So let me see what I was putting in my recording. Hold on. Photographs. I will leave a link to her channel below. She did a really good job pointing these items out. However, we're not quite sure if those vehicles that were there that evening match these vehicles per se. But she did an excellent job pointing it out just in case. But again, it's all speculatory and, in my mind, coincidence. So I am displaying this all for you guys so you can read it if you don't know how to find it. I would leave a link, but YouTube will sit there and spam it. Now, so far, YouTubers give you this cool information, right? But they don't give you any links or any way of finding this on your own. They just want you to figure it out on your own, right? I'm going to show you how to find it. I'm not trying to put YouTubers down, but, you know, they do this because they don't want any other YouTubers to catch up on this, or I guess maybe do a better job at delivering it. Now, yes, this is all coincidental, but that doesn't mean it's not true either. Okay, so I'm going to lower that so I don't know what else I'm saying in there. But if you notice that they're talking about weapons in a lot that I just shown, and I had zoomed in, well, in one of the interviews, Miss Gonzalez Concavez, I'm just trying to say it right, excuse me, slipped in two ways. But, you know, it's just kind of weird how they word things, where the one video she goes, yeah, my daughter looked like, her daughter in a position that she was in that room, and the fact that she couldn't get away. She said the word shock, right? But the way she said it, she was shot. And then she goes shock. Okay, so choosing a word that sounds like another, and that's something that the Gonzalez family does constantly. I think I talk about that in this video during my live, but you'll notice that there's weapons charged. They're talking about them using a gun, but hear me out. I doubt that they used it at the house, because obviously that would be extremely loud, and that would have been picked up on something, right? But they would use a knife to be more quiet, because they know that everything echoes. So, minimal access, and then you have to earn your way to that access. Can I rewind this a minute? In my mind, coincidence. So I am displaying this all for you guys, so you can read it if you don't know how to find it. I would leave a link, but YouTube will sit there and spam it. Now, so far, YouTubers give you this cool information, right? But they don't give you any links or any way of finding this on your own. Sorry, I'm repeating that. Let's test you. They're going to constantly test you to see where you belong, and then what they're going to do is from prison. Because you go through a series of tests before they even go, yeah, you're in. You'll understand that trying to get into these gangs and go undercover is much harder than you think now, because they're not stupid. And you really can't get in just from the outside. You literally have to be in prison and be indoctrinated from prison, because you go through a series of tests before they even go, yeah, you're in. You can't just walk in on it no more like you could back in the 80s and the 90s. You just can't. And I explained to you that what they're going to do is test you. They're going to constantly test you to see where you belong, and then what they're going to do is put you in a category with minimal access, and then you have to earn your way to that access. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, I truly believe, and this is in my mind, is that these individuals were there, and that these would be the vehicles that they should have been looking for. The Dodge Charger and the Mercedes. Not just the mint green Hyundai. I don't even think that's a Hyundai, guys. It just looks like one. So we're not ruling out Enon Harsh because he's a drug addict. Not ruling out how Brian Kohberger's involved, because don't forget he's a drug addict too. But at the same time, he's trying to become something, and nobody's allowing him to do it, so he's doing it on his own. It's something that is very dangerous, because we put ourselves out there, right? And we can literally be caught up in this as if we're a part of it, just because you think that you're investigating and that you're They're finding out what's going on. You're a citizen, okay? And law officers are not going to give you a Medal of Honor because you found something they couldn't. Because they want to take all the credit, and they always will. Because they're out to raise money for their department. They're never going to give a citizen credit. And that is something that Brian Kohberger never understood, never got, never figured out. He figured, okay, here's a graduate student, almost getting his doctorate, takes down the Aryan Nation family. Really? He's a pedestrian. He's a citizen. They're never going to give him credit. What they will do is place him at the scene of the crime, or a part of the crime, or a witness of the crime. Now, this is a very big family. Just because they took these individuals down doesn't mean the family's totally taken down, guys, because they could run everything out of prison. Yeah, Brian Kohberger, no matter how you look at it, is in 100% danger. Okay? So I think I gave you everything you needed. All the signatures that are involved. This is what they have so far. I don't have any updates. So I'll be looking for those updates. Alright. They keep talking about a gun. One thing I do know is that Kaylee's mom... Okay, so I did mention the Kaylee's mom thing. Alright. So we're going to fast forward that a little bit. Sorry, I moved a little bit of ahead. And they're playing with the media in a way. Like I don't want to mess things up for saving that person's life. But at the same time, they are messing with our heads. Okay? Either their heads are being messed with. Something's not right. Something's not normal. And I think they know that too. And regardless if you say to me, oh, they seen the body. Have you guys seen Hollywood lately? I mean, they can make something look exactly like you. Okay? I mean, go to the wax museum, for God's sakes. They can create now copies of you. Don't think I'm crazy. Go to the wax museum. Visit the wax museum and stand next to your favorite celebrities. Okay, how real they fucking look. Okay, if you see some of the movies, they can change faces, of course, with the technology, and I showed you that with After Effects. They can also do that with plaster makeup. They can change the way you look physically, and they can match you up to anybody. And then you add the CGI. I call it CGI, it's not really CGI, but yeah. So you never know. Those vehicles may have been in this situation, and they may not have been. So this there's more than just the Jesse Bailey. You know, there's more than the Aryan Brotherhood, white supremacist gangs out there. There's so many. It's not bad at that. As of year 2011, the United States has more than 33,000 gangs, including street gangs, prison gangs, outlaw, motorcycle club. Yeah, I mean, the list goes on. The FBI website also reports this number in year 2014. We got a list of gangs. Okay? I mean, there's a lot going on here. Going from way, way, way back to present time. So, let's see. So what this one has. There are at least 21,500 gang members, more than 731,000 active gang members in the United States. Would you like to read? I mean, there you go. Do you want to get a list of them? I wonder if they're going to give us a list. I mean, you have your street gangs. You have your prison gangs. I mean, changing us, we're skipping school, and here we go. So we're gonna pause that. Not quite done with everything. Or maybe we're close to about done. So I want to show you guys something. If you notice, they don't want to put up the gang members, right? But this is what they put up. So, you see what I was asking for, right? How many gang members in Idaho? And I can't get it. I can't get how many. Because Brian Kohberger is going to be like taking over the whole thing here. Because I'm assuming that the only gang that they were concerned with was the Brotherhood. But see? And it just keeps bringing you back to what happened in Idaho. Okay? So when J. Embry talks about this connection, well, it's in our face. Okay? It's in our face. Not so many words, but it takes over that headline. So now you know, gang order in Idaho, murder case, gang order under Business Insider. Gang order revised in the University of And this is non-stop local. What? See? Oh, that's gag order. Sorry, excuse me. I'm picking the wrong one. My bad. So, that's what I did. Alright, gang. Let's see what happens. Maybe I was right or wrong. I didn't realize that was misspelled. Because I didn't look. Let's see. 5 gangs. Don't laugh at me. Giggle, hee hee, ha ha. Oh, I did pictures of these a long time ago. I had photographs of them. But again, it still goes back to Brian. So let's find out which gangs are active in Idaho. And they still only want to talk about the Aryan Knights. See? Aryan Knights. Okay, so you guys like that so far? So when you're watching Embry, well, it's Jay Embry or Paparotti, they likes to be called. He's been on point. I mean, it's in our face how connected this is. Gang resources, AK gangs. Okay? Hold on. Skip this ad.
While Idaho is as a whole is relatively a safe place and for the most part, always has been, there are still violent crimes taking place in the gem state. We all know about the horrific quadruple murder at the University of Idaho and of course, the sick and sadistic Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. However, there are 5 major threats that one could argue are more dangerous than all of the aforementioned monsters combined. I did extensive research to find and determine which gangs are active in Idaho. A majority of these gangs originated in prison with a few starting right here in Idaho. Others came from other states and brought their criminal activity to the Treasure Valley. Let's get into the 5 gangs that Idahoans need to know about. Let's start with the Aryan Knights. There are currently 5 gangs that are trying to take over Idaho. It shouldn't surprise anyone that some gangs will join forces and work together, especially in prison. That brings us to the next gang in Idaho, the Severely Violent Criminals or SVC. It seems that those 2 gangs have worked together in the past, as the Garden City man mentioned above worked with both the SVC and the AK. They aren't without their rivals either, and it appears that Idaho is their battleground. Let's look at the Latin Kings who've had some presence in Idaho as well as across the country.
How do y'all feel about that? Huh? How do y'all feel? And they definitely made sure they talked about that university murder. How y'all feel? I'd like to know how y'all feel about it. Before we go on, hit that like button. Let me know how y'all feel. I said, it makes matters worse, doesn't it? It all comes out of Boise, baby. Yeah, so these families who've been running things are trying to leave. Okay? This is why I wanted Steve G to tell the truth. Is because he was trying to get his whole family out of the situation in which he didn't realize how bad it was actually probably going to get, to the point where his daughter was being attacked. Now, as for Brian Kohberger, of course, none of us can say he's innocent or guilty. Now, I told you in one of my other live events like this, called Initiations, you can't, and I'm telling you, you can't just walk in there, do a few light things and be accepted like you would see in mafia movies. Okay? You start at the bottom and you make your way to the top. And how do you do that? And sometimes you gotta have blood on your hands. Alright, so these undercover agents, who, whatever department they want to come from, they have to commit murder. They have to be a part of a murder in order to get in deep enough to even try to get to the boss, to bring down the whole thing. Okay? Now, sometimes you get a little smarty pants is really freaking good at tailing things and not getting busted. And that smarty pants is usually a drug addict, already knows about where to buy the stuff. Okay? Used to be involved doing most of this stuff. Probably purchases it, but doesn't really use it in order to infiltrate. But infiltrate in a different way, where they're not putting themselves in a position where they got to prove themselves to be a part of the gang. No, they're just they're the buyer. They become the what do they call it? The consumer. And the seller really needs their consumer, otherwise they don't make money. So they're just as important, but they end up becoming their informant as well. So now you have a double jeopardy issue. However, that still gets them in close enough to record a lot of what's going on. So now we have the police department making sure that Brian Kohberger goes down. I mean, to the point where they took over the media. Okay? The whole impression of him. I mean, media was losing its mind. Okay? And then you have the channels that are very well known, very well respected, I suppose, have subscribers that you can only dream of. Okay? Following away. Sorry if I gotta have my air on, but it's hot. Following away, man, at their narrative. And the narrative is to demonize as much as possible Brian Kohberger. Now, was this done by accident, or was this done on purpose? Alright? Is he really just sitting in and they have to make him look bad? And that this really is just a show? Is he really, could he be an agent already? Or a real friggin' student trying to become something, and he starts investigating something and thinking that that's going to further his career? Did he put himself in a situation where he had to prove himself, guys, and he didn't know that that was going to happen? That he thought it was going to be something simple, like a shakedown, a robbery. And it was way more than that. And I mean, I'm telling you that you cannot join these groups unless you follow through. And it doesn't matter if you do the deed or not. They're watching your every move. They're watching you like lie detector tests. Sorry, I have muscle spasms. But they're watching you. They watch how you react to the instructions in front of you. How you react to what your other partner is doing. So, let's say they put him in the situation in that house, and it's supposed to be a shakedown, but something else happened, and he's standing there. They're watching his every move. They don't care if he picks up the knife and does it too. That's not their issue. They want to know how you're going to handle it. They want to know, can you stomach it? Can you sleep like a baby the next morning? And yeah, it's just... Now, why would they plant the sheaf with his DNA on the buckle snap? And here's the thing too, that the buckle snap is made of a certain material which the DNA wouldn't even survive any longer than maybe 24 hours. If I'm wrong, I don't know. But I believe that we've already covered it here on this channel. If not, other channels I'm sure covered it. Okay. But the material of that snap can't hold the DNA. I guess unless it's coated with some type of plastic of some sort, or some type of, it's coating sometimes they put on there can capture the thumbprint or the touch DNA. It could last at least 2 weeks. I don't know what type of coating it would be, but alright, so sorry for the subject change. I found this most hold on, unbelievable. Alright, so making matters worse, Boise 101 yesterday. Boise was 107 yesterday. Do these poor people have AC? Oh, fuck Boise. You try Nevada. Nevada reached 120. I think it was yesterday and the day before. And I believe that Nevada's going to be 120 again today. Yeah, fuck that. Sorry, like I'm not even worried about Idaho. No. I mean, there's other hotter areas, for God's sakes. It's okay. You don't have to apologize either for changing the subject, but I would like to know your opinion and your feelings on what we got so far. Now, I'm definitely going to put both of those channels in the link so that you can go over what Jay and Bree comes up with, and Till It's L, apparently she's going to have all these new videos coming up. I'm really like, wow, okay, she's really breaking them videos out, so I'm like, okay. So she surprised me big time. She definitely surprised me. But we have been talking about this for quite some time. However, her delivery was mint. It was fast and was mint. Got you thinking. Now, I don't have solid proof of the new gang members rolling in to Idaho, coming from Canada. And I know they want to take the territories. I already also know that Enon and Saeed and a few others are part of their, believe it or not, the ISIS group. That would be wanting to stand for Palestine, obviously, against Israel. I don't know specifically what's going on when it comes to their power now coming in from the north and now from the south, because they came both ways now, okay? And they're in like Flynn. And they are helping, believe it or not, these individuals are helping take down the cartels that have been here for quite some time. You think the officers are doing this by themselves? You think they're that fucking smart? You know how many years went by? They could have done this years ago? Come on now. They're not that smart. They're not even funded in a way that you think. That they have to literally create problems in order to get the funding. Donations. There has to be a reason for people to go, oh my God, I'm going to donate. And the best one they came up with was the Idaho4. Man, money's rolling in fucking Idaho now. Money's just rolling on in. Okay? And I also showed you way back on my community page. I think I did a video. I don't remember anymore. Of the expenses. I posted it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I posted exactly what the university put down for their expenses on the donation that they received, that the police officers, the police force should have received this donation, not the university. I showed you how and why the university took over this case, why they took over the house, the very individuals that work for the university that took over the media. I showed you who Jeremy is. You know, and of course, you know, people want to follow their own idea on what had happened there because they want to narrow it down to one thing. Unfortunately, you can't, because they're all covering up for themselves. They're all making sure they don't get busted on the fact that they were involved with a lot of this illegal activity that was going on. But now it's affecting their children. Now it's a problem. It wasn't a problem when they were involved. No, but now it's affecting the school, the kids. Okay? It's affecting the money coming in to Idaho. It's affecting how much that they're gonna get paid to do their trainings and the training programs they all want to do. Now, when they get these individuals there, are they brainwashing them at the same time? Because Idaho is a white supremacist, 100% white supremacist state. So now I showed you proof. If you go on Google, you look up any of these drug-related gangs, you're going to constantly run into the Brian Kohberger case. Constantly. It's just going to be like shining like a star and whatnot, you know. Because the media may not be allowed to tell you specifically what's going on, but they're showing you it is in the algorithm exactly where you would find these guys or any other gang member, you know, supremacist groups. Let's see. We do have black folks in Idaho, so hold on.
When you buy from road traffic signs, you're getting the exact...
Oh my lord. Okay, wait.
When you buy...
Nope. Maybe I'm not supposed to get it. Skip ad, right? Nope. Oh, this is just terrible. I thought this would be good.
With only the best materials. With over 100 years of experience, Road Traffic Signs is the oldest and largest distributor of traffic signs in the U.S. Only in annexes the Kingdom of Hum. When you buy signs from roadtrafficsigns.com.
I guess I can't. It doesn't matter. I think that's an ad. I thought it'd be something good. Here we go. Gangs by states. There we go. I tried. I have to pee. So I'm going to let this read. I got to pee. This might be the same thing I've already went over.
Gangs by State 2024. Gangs in the U.S. include prison gangs, local street gangs, and national street gangs. There are about 33,000 gangs in the U.S., with over 1 million members. Many of these gangs started and still exist in urban areas. For example, national street gangs developed in major cities like Chicago and New York City but later grew in other cities like Washington, D.C. and Albuquerque. Gangs are active in all 50 states, all U.S. territories, and the District of Columbia. While gang members and gang activity exist across the country, some states have a larger gang presence than others. California, Nevada, Idaho, New Mexico, and Illinois have the most gang members for every 1,000 citizens of the state. Because California, Nevada, and Illinois have major cities, the amount of gang activity would be expected to be higher. New Mexico has been the focus of an FBI investigation of gang activity. Probably the most surprising state on the list is Idaho. There has been a growing gang presence in the state for the past few years. Many of these gangs originated in the state's prisons, although there are members of national and local gangs as well. Gang activities. American gangs are responsible for about 48% of violent crimes in most jurisdictions. Major cities and suburban surroundings experience most gang activities, especially gang-related violent crimes. Gangs are known to engage in gambling, arms and drug trafficking, white-collar crimes like fraud, identity theft, counterfeiting, and non-traditional prostitution and human trafficking activities. Nowadays, gangs are participating in more non-traditional crimes like mortgage fraud and identity theft. These new non-traditional crimes create lower visibility and higher profitability. Moreover, gang members are more likely to be involved or arrested for alcohol and drug abuse than non-gang members. Gang types. While some neighborhood gangs are affiliated with national-level gangs, many are much smaller. Even with this difference, much of the violence perpetuated by gangs is done by these types of gangs. Neighborhood or local gangs are much more concerned with protecting their area, or turf, from larger gangs. This is usually done using weapons that are a danger to others in the community. Some members of these gangs that are more established nationally are recruited from local or neighborhood-based gangs. This shows that gang membership can change based on the activities of the members. Prison gangs seem to be fueling much of the growth of gang-related activity outside of major urban areas. While they usually have fewer members than street gangs, many members are also part of street gangs when they are not incarcerated. Most of these prison gangs are divided by racial or ethnic identity.
Okay. Lower this. So now you see what's going on, but it's not just the U.S. prison. It's also in the UK, France, some of the prisons in, what do we call it, Canada. But for now, we can only get certain type of information on our internet because we are censored. So now I did say I was going to show you where I got the PDF. I got it in here somewhere. Okay. Let me see. So I'm trying to find black gangs, but they're not in the north, like in Idaho. So me see. Latino students. Let's see what they have for Latino students. Wow, I didn't know about this. Let's find out if this is have any importance. Whoops, wrong thing. I have this reading it because you guys pop up and then I can't see. So don't get mad at me.
Latino students in Idaho are fed up with being associated with gangs, ACLU report shows. Proud to be brown. ACLU releases report about discrimination in Idaho schools among Latino students. Getty Images. Dress codes that label items as gang-related have negative consequences for Latino students, according to a new report from the ACLU of Idaho. On Monday, the ACLU of Idaho released its report on racism against Latino students in schools, Proud to be Brown, Punishing Latine Culture in Idaho. In the report, the ACLU uses the term Latine as a non-gendered term to describe someone whose ethnicity is rooted in Latin America, similar to the term Latinx, Latino and Hispanic. Written by Erica Rodart, a legal fellow at ACLU Idaho, the report investigates how Idaho schools, particularly the Nampa and Caldwell school districts, have implemented rules that are considered discriminatory against Latino students. Latines in Idaho have known that school policies and culture have been hostile to Latine families for decades, and this research validates that, Rodart said in a press release Monday. For years, the policies and, more informally, culture and environment from officials in Treasure Valley school districts have defaulted to labeling Latine kids as troublemakers, even when they've done nothing wrong. To read the full, Proud to be Brown, Punishing Latine Culture in Idaho, report, click here. Rodart said she understood the frustration from parents and students who have pushed back against schools that enabled discriminatory policies.
Okay, so we're going to pause there. Now, I know that you see the girls as beautiful blondes. They're white with blonde hair, right? They're not. They're Latinos. Even if they're from Brazil, they are Latinos. Alright?
This report can shed light on the situation, inspire schools to examine their policies and procedures and provide validation to any Latine family that has experienced racial discrimination but felt they couldn't do anything about it, she said. Jessica Watts, a spokeswoman for the Caldwell School District, said school officials want to provide a safe educational environment for all students. Watts shared local news articles about the Caldwell Police Department's new gang unit.
Now, before we move on with Latinos, Arabs are not Latinos, obviously, but they're browner. And then you have the ones from India. They're even more brown. But they are, unfortunately, looked at a certain way in white communities. Or majority white mentality communities.
Operation Safe Streets, and said policies like the dress code are intended to keep students safe in the wake of more covert gang activity in the community. She said the district works closely with the department on safety issues. Our partnership with the Caldwell Police Department leads to policies that protect all the children and youth of Caldwell, Watts said in a written statement. We will continue to partner with the Caldwell Police Department to ensure history doesn't repeat itself. Be assured, the Caldwell School District encourages students to use their voice and speak out about issues that may arise at their school. As a district, our goal is to provide a safe educational environment for all students where their voices can be heard. We understand that some students may be concerned with Policy 3255, Student Dress. The original policy regarding the student dress code was adopted in February 2008, in which students were required to wear uniforms. In 2018 and 2022, the dress code was revisited and revised, becoming Policy 3255. Even with the revisions, students are still not allowed to wear clothing affiliated with gangs as per board policy, which has been the case since 2008 when the dress code was adopted by the trustees. The Nampa School District could not be reached for comment. Labeling clothing as gang related is harmful to Latino community. Report says Rodard began the research project in September by using public records requests to schools and police departments, while also interviewing families, students and educators to better understand the disproportion of disciplinary actions toward Latino students. One of the primary ways the schools showed discriminatory practices toward their Latino students was by enforcing stricter dress codes and punishing students for wearing clothing that school administrators and police departments labeled as gang attire, Rodart said in the report. The 43-page report argues that associating clothing with gangs in schools has negative consequences on the identity and education of Latino students. According to the report, some of the attire the Nampa and Caldwell school districts deem gang-related include. The ACLU said all students have the right to self-expression under the United States Constitution and federal civil rights laws, but schools discipline students of color for wearing clothing that expresses their racial and cultural heritage. No person in the United States shall, on the ground of race, color, or national origin, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under an program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. Title V of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The ACLU of Idaho said it is discriminatory to apply school dress codes only to a group of students based on race, national origin, or ethnicity.
Okay, so you're probably imagining a certain type of dress code, right? No, really, they just don't want to see their pants hanging off their ass. Okay, and certain attire that looks like a gang attire. And they don't want to mistake them as gang members. It seems like it's prejudicial, right? But what if they're trying to help these kids understand that the way they dress is why they're treated the way that they are treated? Remember, everybody usually judges people by the cover. They don't really open up the book first. Shoot first, ask questions later. Now we have Utah gangs. And you got the crypt, got the cultural. Okay, here we go. There you go, as far back as you like. You got the 38th Street Gang. You got the Motorcycle Club. I can see it better. Sino Law Cartel. Soldiers of... And these guys are everywhere. And then you got the Crips. I'm sure there's more than this. So, what gang member did they accidentally run into and made pissed off? Because I believe there's probably more than 2 that were hanging out in Moscow for these parties that were going on. These major get-togethers. Which I'm also surprised, too, that there's none in Pullman. And Pullman has a college as well. Where's the parties in Pullman? Were they kind of going back and forth from Pullman to Moscow? I mean, even the individuals in the house, where were they before that whole night? Like, where were they for the whole week, guys? What events did they go to? When did Kaylee actually show up in Idaho to do the +1 with Dylan? I mean, these are really good questions. Top 10 gang members. I mean, if you want to look into it, police are gang members too, guys. Okay? Well, watch. They're just legal. think this is good. I don't know. Hold on. Nope.
Can't read
that one. Alright, let's go to the next one. But there are deputy gang members. There are police officers that have been a part of gangs. Let me see, because I'm not sure if this is at all going to talk about what I'm...
There's a different kind of gang problem in Los Angeles County. The people meant to serve and protect a population of more than 9 million people, allegedly part of powerful gangs going back decades, according to watchdog groups and the alleged victims of their crimes. Groups of LA sheriff deputies with threatening names like the Banditos, the Cavemen, the Executioners. The deputies rep their cliques, tattooing their bodies with logos and throwing up gang signs.
Now,
the gangs facing allegations they use.
we're gonna press play on this again. These are the individuals that are the gang members. And I told you too, I did a program that officers from Los Angeles, from California specifically, went to Idaho for extra training, and they stayed a while. They left their families behind in California to train in Idaho and to work with the police force in Idaho. Where in Idaho? Some in Moscow, some in Boise, some in the Falls area. I didn't hear nothing about them going to Pullman or Washington for any type of training besides Idaho. Hit the like button. Now, we still feel 100% there was a raid on that house, that they grew very impatient. And I told you specifically, these police officers or entities cannot enter as an undercover so easily. It's impossible. You have to break the law. You have to be in a situation where you are breaking the law. All right. Sometimes, I mean, they don't want you to be busted completely, because they want you to still have a job so that you can be there for them. But they're still going to test you, because they're going to want blackmail against you should you turn against them, that they can ruin everything about you. So, we're going to play this again, you guys. It's not just Los Angeles. It may be the only report right now, but hold on, listen.
There's a different kind of gang problem in Los Angeles County. The people meant to serve and protect a population of more than 9 million people, allegedly part of powerful gangs going back decades, according to watchdog groups and the alleged victims of their crimes. Groups of LA sheriff deputies with threatening names like the Banditos, the Cavemen, the Executioners. The deputies rep their cliques, tattooing their bodies with logos and throwing up gang signs. The gangs facing allegations they use violent excessive force against Angelenos.
To me, they're punks. The people that killed my sons, that executed my sons.
And intimidate fellow deputies who don't play along.
Dead rats in front of people's homes.
The terrorizing behavior costing the LA County taxpayers a fortune. The Inspector General's office counts $54 million in settlements involving deputy gang activity. The first obstacle to eradicating them, though, many past sheriffs dispute their very existence.
Well, you're still trying to pretend that deputy gang exists and work in the countryside, pillaging. The investigation continues.
But the current sheriff, Robert Luna, who took office in late 2022, went public with his efforts to combat the problem.
We must eliminate deputy gangs.
A city and state approved civilian oversight commission released a 70-page report last year on how the sheriff's office should crack down on them. The commission's special counsel telling us they turned over a list of more than 20 recommendations. But so far, members of that oversight board, as well as attorneys for the victims, say Sheriff Luna hasn't put a stop to the gangs like he promised.
It's a lot bigger than one sheriff. It's sheriff after sheriff, administration after administration.
In a statement to NBC News, the LA Sheriff's Office say they've drafted a new law enforcement gang, clique, and subgroups policy, but that it's still under negotiation with the powerful deputies union.
We don't get it! We're trying to publicize the existence of the deputy gangs and put the community in power over the gangs and over the sheriff department itself.
In the meantime, a growing chorus in LA who say it's time to stop waiting for the county or the sheriff to clean things up.
If this gang problem isn't promptly solved, that the next logical step will be federal litigation, the appointment of a monitor, and oversight by a federal judge.
Other police departments who struggled with different issues like excessive force and police bias in cities like Detroit, Seattle, and Pittsburgh all saw what officials say were significant improvements under federal oversight. But the Department of Justice so far hasn't moved in that direction. NBC News reached out to the DOJ for comment but haven't heard back. If these alleged gangs are dealt with, it won't be soon enough for people like Sergeant Rosa Gonzalez, who claims she was retaliated against for speaking out against the East LA Bandidos. Gonzalez declined an on-camera interview with NBC News, saying doing so would mean facing further consequences, proving the stronghold these supposed gangs still have over one of the largest populations in the country. Priya Sridhar, NBC News.
Thanks for watching.
Problem.
Alright. You got that so far? Did y'all get it? You don't think this is not in Moscow, Idaho, the best place on the planet to be now? With all the programs, $1 million programs that they have for training officers and fire department and MTs? Hit the like button. 'Cause you know I'm right. So, when I told you why dial 911 when 911 has already been there, I've been saying it for a whole year. Okay? A whole freaking year. And a half, actually. So, whenever somebody sits there and says, oh, why the 8 hours delay? Why didn't Dylan say anything? If Dylan was texting back and forth with Bethany, why nobody called the police for 8 hours? Well, why do that when they were already there? They were setting up the scene, guys. Now, whether they were setting up the scene to protect the ones that survived and they extracted them and they don't want us to know, and they're going into witness protection, they're going to have a whole new life, blah, 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 okay? Or they made a big mistake and they had to cover up for their mistake. Something that they did. And they had to make it look like it was a psycho killer. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Jamie, for coming in. We are an hour and 40 minutes in, so whatever you missed, you'll just have to rewind. We went into the fact that there are deputy gangs. I guess we have them in Vegas too. Vegas Police 29 alleged gang. Let me see. I'm not sure if this is right. Hold on.
Well, 29 alleged gang members have been arrested. Investigators claim that group committed more than 50 crimes.
The Clark County DA says those crimes range from robbery to murder. 13 Action News anchor Yasmin Hassan explains how law enforcement worked together on this operation.
The number one concern is to feel safe.
Oh, wait. We're not going to watch that because we already know that the only way that they can get in is if they're doing the dirty deed too. Okay? You have to do the dirty or you're not getting in. Okay? Or they have informants that have already been dirtied. Okay?
Safe is to feel safe.
The Gang Crime Unit has resources from local, state, and federal law enforcement working on this investigation. Since March of this year, they have made 29 arrests, all members of the 18th Street Gang, and that includes the gang's leader.
The mission of the joint operation was to dismantle and disrupt the gang's violent impact on the Las Vegas Valley.
It has been a significant impact, one the community hopes will be reversed with these arrests. Police believe the gang is responsible for impact.
Okay, although this happened year 2018, we know that a few of them are out again. Okay. So yeah, that was worthless. Sorry. Traditional violence history by deputies. Okay, here we go. I mean, this they're only reporting the one for Los Angeles, but I'm telling you, they were in Idaho. Okay, I mean, there's so much you guys can look up. There's part 8. What happens when no one is looking? Let's try part 8. Well, you guys can look this one up. I didn't understand it. Alright, so former Los Angeles County Sheriff Grills testifies on oath. Detroit cop gangs. Hold on. I know they don't have the Idaho down yet, but that's what they're working on. So let me see. Let's go with police gang members. Uh-oh, I can't see. I want to put in. Alright, in Idaho. Because I'm not going to find it because they're not ready for us to know. Okay? Criminal gangs running deep in Idaho. Police arrest. See, they're not going to talk about an officer or any type of authority being a part of a gang in Idaho. So we'll go back to training. Hold on. Communities, okay? And they would come there to, let's see if this is it. California Commute Officer Training Program. Okay, so this is the training program for Idaho, and I already went through it. They have academy, all kinds of stuff that better your career, and you work with them for, you know, maybe 6 months to a year. Okay. Oh my goodness. And I already covered this, but let's try it again.
I would say there's at least a dozen LAPD officers that are commuting, if not more now. I've kind of lost track with that life. But I know there's a lot of firefighters, and that's only because their schedules allow for that.
Los Angeles police officers and...
Okay, so he goes from officers to firefighters. Why? Because they don't want to focus on how many of the California gang members, okay, deputy gang members are going to Idaho. Okay, so they want to add in, fire department, MTs, whatever, okay? Because they don't want that focus on them. These people are leaving their families behind in California to go and soil their oats in Moscow. So I have a feeling that during this Brian Kohberger trial, they're going to start busting out the fact that there was and definitely is deputy gang members.
And firefighters commuting from California to Idaho. Talk about a super commute. And for many in those professions, it's a common commute. So I caught up with two people who did that commute for 2 years. Take a look.
Kind of fell in love with the Eagle area, specifically Dry Creek Ranch.
Chris Yokoyama's love of Idaho started with a camping trip.
We camped in the High Valley RV Resort in near Eagle.
Born and raised in Long Beach, California.
I thought it was pretty.
Chris says until the pandemic, when he and his family first visited, he never realized how close Idaho is to California. That realization, mixed with a new interest in the gem state, turned into a new adventure for Chris's family.
And then I just started the commute.
A commute that had the captain with the Los Angeles City Fire Department flying from California to Idaho.
I was commuting.
Okay, but they are focusing on the fire department. They shouldn't be. They should be talking about the police department. Remember in the beginning, it was about the police department.
For my kids to be safe. So for me, I just couldn't allow myself to sacrifice my entire life for the city of LA, but have my kids being on the back burner. And so I did it for my family.
While Chief Ingram says he was making more money in Los Angeles, he was also paying taxes in both states.
It was tough, and I had to really budget and save, put things away for certain California and Idaho taxes. The reality is I'm spending my money here, right, in Idaho, in the gem state.
When I first started doing it, it was almost like $56 to fly one way, which is the cost just to drive in sometimes, especially with the fuel prices here in LA, even versus the fuel prices in Idaho. You do get a bang for your buck. You're paying the same amount, but now you're flying 800 miles away into a whole other state where when you get home, you can just let it all go. Where here, you're always kind of on guard because, it's LA and you just kind of have to be just because the rat race that's going on around here.
Chief Ingram says he wouldn't have been able to do it without the support of his family, but it was almost like living a double life.
I'm getting off the airplane in Los Angeles in La La Land, and I'm going to work, and it's just shootings and perimeters and pursuits and news and just the TMZ life and the hustle and bustle. And then I get on an airplane and I fall asleep for an hour and 20 minutes and I wake up and it's like, oh, I'm on vacation now. The people that are commuting are here for a reason. They're here because they want to be part of this community. And if they're willing to risk or sacrifice their time with their family away and to go make ends meet because the conditions in California are so unbearable and they're first responders, then give them the respect that they deserve.
As for
in those.
All right, so you guys can watch that later. Sorry about the AC. It's just I really need it. So we're gonna go back here to our gang member faces. Okay. Now, apparently all this was taken down with the help of not just Moscow. Okay, and you got the Aryan Nation family here. I might not be saying it right. I mean, he looks like the cook, the chemist, right? That's a crazy looking guy. So let me see what you got. It's sad that bad cops make it hard for good cops. Hi Van, hi everyone, hi everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. Yeah, so I'm just I'm doing like 5 things at once, believe it or not. So I'm doing my best to make sure that you guys are caught up with what you're probably going to start finding out and what's going on in Moscow. These individuals, of course, were taken down for various reasons. But here's the thing, guys. It's just like in politics, okay? You'll have somebody that's running a country. If the country's not going to follow NATO, NATO will do whatever they can to dethrone that individual and put somebody else on the throne that's going to continue following direction or continue working with NATO. It's the same thing with taking down gang members. They take them off their throne and they put a new head on the throne, whether it's under the same name or a different name, but they're not, they probably can't control these particular individuals. They need individuals they can work with and control. up on the panel here instead of the ones that they can't. So they'll dethrone these individuals and put somebody else in their place. So it's kind of like that too. What else I want to show you? I'll get into that later. So we're going to do this. I'm going to see what you guys think. Your opinions, please. I can't stay live forever. I have stuff I got to do, places I got to be. And I just want you guys to understand that we're going to find out that what happened to those kids, whatever happened, regardless if they were extracted or not, okay, whatever happened, that the police or FBI, those individuals of power wearing a sheriff badge, okay, are involved in criminal activity. They are a gang taking down another gang and using students to do it. And that's as simple as that. So there's no such going on out of plan view. Wait, hold on. Yeah, there's so much going on in plain view throughout society. That's correct. Yeah, it doesn't matter what state you're in. That's why I always said. But yeah, there's corrupt cops, corrupt officials, FBI agents, sheriffs, and then there's ones that are not, and it's not easy to distinguish them. But now they get a little stupid. They get a tattoo. You got to watch how they take their photographs. You know, watch their hands when they leave a gesture letting the other party know, yeah, we're a part of this group. And it's now in a hand gesture. So watch those. And they'll tell you exactly what gang members they're affiliated with. A lot of the deputy gang members are mostly affiliated with the Otism, besides trying to be with Aryan Nation. No, they started the Otism. Wait, I have to make that a new video, right? Let's give you a sneaky peeky. I keep forgetting, I don't think I can go to Reddit. It's in Georgia. Look at this. Gang members in prison. Images. Let's see what's going on here at Rollstone. Yeah, they don't want us to know. Gangs in the sheriff's department. Sorry about this, guys. But I'm trying to find something specific. I'm gonna have to look for it later. Because now it's taking me to Los Angeles gangs. gang news. Yeah, it's not taking me where I want to go. Yeah, you guys are putting so much, right? I don't know if I'm spelling it right, guys. I'm sorry. So I'm getting Odish. Members.
According to Wikipedia, autism.
Not what I asked for. Sorry about that. Alright, let's app out of this so I can see what you guys are talking about. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. I was trying to spell it right. Odin. Aha. I'm getting it right now. Oh, they still want to put these guys up as Odoms. No, it's not working. Let's go with gangsters. White supremacist Odom. Let's see what you got. Well, this is a prison gang too, but we're noticing that there's officers with these tattoos, but they're not making it visible. But it's another racist. So let's learn about the Brotherhood. Here we go. Police Brotherhood. Alright, so I'm just not putting it in right. Okay, so National Brotherhood of the Police Officers. Here we go. Let me see. Labor Union. 15,000 members of this brotherhood. Boise, Idaho. Geographics, baby. I can't get all there. Look at that. All the way to Florida. Oh, Lord, could be. Okay, okay. Everything comes out of Boise, Idaho. Alright. There's gotta be more. Alright, deep dive in the unique brotherhood of. And sisterhood of. Of what? Law enforcement. Oh, say what? Let's read it.
Police community. A deep dive into the unique brotherhood of law enforcement 10 to 13 Survivors Inc. In the vast tapestry of society, few communities are as tightly knit and unwaveringly supportive as that of law enforcement officers. Beyond their duties to protect and serve, police officers form a unique brotherhood and sisterhood, bound together by shared experiences, mutual respect, and an unbreakable commitment to each other's well-being. At the core of this camaraderie lies the essence of the police community, a bond forged in the crucible of service, sacrifice, and solidarity. Rites of passage and shared experiences. The rites of passage and shared experiences within the police community foster a bond that is unparalleled. This unique brotherhood is characterized by several key aspects. The impact of brotherhood on personal and professional lives. The unique brotherhood within the police community significantly impacts both personal and professional lives, often in complex ways. Central to the cohesion of the police community is an unwavering foundation of trust. Law enforcement officers rely on each other in the most challenging and perilous situations, knowing that their comrades have their back without hesitation. This trust extends beyond the confines of duty, permeating every aspect of their lives. Whether facing adversity on the front lines or navigating personal struggles, police officers find solace and strength in the unwavering support of their fellow brothers and sisters in blue. A shoulder to lean on in the face of trauma, tragedy, or loss, the solidarity of the police community shines brightest. When one member falls, whether in the line of duty or through personal struggles, the entire community rallies together to offer support, comfort, and solace. This extends not only to the fallen officer's family but also to their colleagues who carry the weight of grief and sorrow. The bonds forged in the crucible of shared experiences become a lifeline, providing a shoulder to lean on and a source of resilience in the darkest of times. Beyond the badge, the closeness of the police community transcends the professional realm, permeating every facet of officers' lives. Beyond colleagues, they are confidants, mentors, and friends. The unique challenges and pressures of law enforcement foster a deep understanding and empathy among officers, creating a bond that withstands the test of time. Whether celebrating milestones or weathering storms, the police community stands united, offering unwavering support and camaraderie. A culture of care. Central to the fabric of the police community is a culture of care and compassion. Officers recognize the importance of mental health and emotional well-being, actively supporting each other through times of struggle and adversity. Whether through peer support programs, counseling services, or simply lending a listening ear, the police community prioritizes the holistic wellness of its members. This culture of care not only strengthens bonds but also fosters resilience and longevity within the ranks of law enforcement. Looking ahead, as the landscape of law enforcement continues to evolve, the essence of the police community remains steadfast and unwavering. In an ever-changing world, officers find strength and solace in the enduring camaraderie of their brothers and sisters in blue. Through shared experiences, mutual respect, and unwavering support, the police community stands as a beacon of unity, resilience, and compassion in the face of adversity.
Okay, so it's just repeating his damn self. Seriously. But they have a point, whether it sounds good or not, guys. Okay? It sounds beautiful, right? It sounds so loving. So wonderful. Oh, it's not nefarious in any way, right? I mean, there's so much you guys can find out. Okay? Law Enforcement Brotherhood. I mean, look at that. You can order that, baby. Brotherhood. Okay, first responders. It looks nice, right? It looks decent. Doesn't look bad in any way. I'll probably use this later. Doesn't look nefarious in any manner, right? Oh, check out them t-shirts. They're not always heroes, guys. Not always heroes. No, no, no. Mm-mm. Why do they need the skull and bones here? A gun. I mean, why would they need all that? I mean, think about this. Why do they need this? What is this for? Right? It's not for their falling officers. Not for the hard work that they do. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be for their hard work. No doubt about it. Look, this is nice. Protect and serve. Blue lives matter. Ain't that nice? Yeah, they do matter to a point. Unless they're, they're going to become bad cops. Alright. You could probably use this later. You never know. Download it. So hopefully you guys learned some stuff. I'm not sure if you did. We'll do that for now. Maybe? No? Maybe not. We'll go with this. Yeah, boy. It's black. Alright, so how y'all feel? Thank you so much for helping me spell that autism thing. I don't know nothing about autism. Alright, yes, I saw the video. Okay. I think police departments need to weed out the bad ones. And I think that's what they were doing. I think that's why the whole time they were doing the shakedown was to do that. I understand why the group of people together is a dangerous situation. Yeah, of course they're going to band together. And I understand that too. But they end up becoming a gang themselves. Right, in just a few minutes, I learned enough to shock me. Thank you, Jamie. It's something that our president wanted to shed a light on about secret societies, and it didn't turn out too well for him. or to put a law against these secret societies. So, President Kennedy, guys, and then he got shot in the head because he was bringing certain things to light about secret societies within law enforcement, FBI agents, our own government, secret societies. And he wasn't too concerned about what was going on outside the box here with the little street gangs and the secret societies with the street gangs. No, what he was concerned with is who's controlling them, who's the boss. Because the boss is at the top, baby. The boss will never see Social Security, ever. Military needs to take over policy till they retain the police. What? Not why? Yeah. They don't know who the bad guys are. It's hard to tell. That's why they do investigations. That's why they have informants, whether they're trained or not trained. Because they have to weed out the bad individual, the one that's not doing their job, that they're using their authority to make extra money on the side with these gang members, and helping these gang members get away with murders and get away with trafficking their things. I mean, how many times they talk about stopping these individuals and catching them, and then all of a sudden they're not, and they let them go through. The dirty cops force, yeah. I mean, you have it with the border system. They mark the vehicle. They already know on their paper what vehicles to let go through, what vehicles to pick on, and they're told ahead of time, guys. There's, they pick on this vehicle. They're told completely ahead of time. Let this vehicle go, because it's actually being covered by our country. So I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like a pass to go through. It helps to protect the bad dudes to get the good ones dirty. Due to the fact that people are trying to feed their families, guys. Inflation, not being able to afford to do things, not being able to afford to go vacation with your family, put your kids through college. Things have changed where they put us in a situation where we can barely afford apartments. So because we are still in capitalism in a very bad way, I mean, I'm not going to say capitalism's like really, really bad. It's just they overdid the worth of things, the value of things. They overdid it. Yeah, so Aryan Circle, CT13, Aryan Knights, yeah, Chapter 11, yeah. Yeah, so there's more than one group of the Aryan family. Antifa is part of the Aryan Nation, even though it's being run by by a black group. Thus the A. Okay? You gotta look up Antifa. And Antifa's from Britain. And Antifa is the reason why we have so many issues during elections, especially during the election with Biden against Trump. Let's look up Antifa. Antifa is a white supremacist group. And it just shocked the crap out of me how Antifa infiltrated our elector system. I'm just not saying it right. Let's go with Antifa. Okay. And they usually use the A, but I guess in this one they're not using it. So let me go to images. And Antifa looked like this with the A. So hold on. And I've been there for some of the Antifa groups in Belgium. Not for them, but watching them. So, I mean, I just don't remember this flag specifically. I only remember the A. This one right here. Would they have the A? Okay, this one. Yeah, that's about right. So Antifa is now in the United States, and they get paid a lot of money to sway you, and they do this whole Black Lives Matter. They started where the individuals were breaking into the Capitol building. It was Antifa who did it to make it look like it was the Trump supporters. They were dressed like Trump supporters. Here you go. That's what I'm used to right there, that group. And look, they're a Nazi group. Okay? Nazis. Nazisms. Even though this one's saying no Nazi, it's a lie. See? Black Lives Matter. But it's really a Nazi group. This is a white supremacist group. And then this is what they started doing in the United States. Smash fascism. To fight against fascism. But not in the United States. It's different for the Antifa in the United States. But it did start off as a white supremacist group. Let's learn a little bit more about Antifa. Let me see. Go to all. Let's see what they have to say. It says anti-fascist, anti-racist. It's not true. What they did is they caused problems to start racism. Then they started the racism in our own country through the Trump administration to make Trump look bad. And Antifa had Democrats back, not the Republican. And they caused so much trouble. See? And they're trying to say that Antifa is part of the Republican Party, when all they did was destroy the Republican Party. Okay? So they lie to you in the media. And they say anti-racism. And it was never an anti-racism in the beginning. Only when it hit United States. Say it came from Germany, and Germany is probably the largest white supremacist, you know, in many countries. Organized terrorism. Who are they? And they came out for the George Floyd case to start a riot for the George Floyd. Who are the Antifas? They say they're this. They say they're right wings. Ski masks, sunglasses, homemade weapons. Okay? They are now only because the black group took over the Antifa. Because of the lies that the United States is spreading. When Antifa was a racist first. So let me just get back to what you guys were saying, because I can't read it. Yeah. George Sonero evil. Yeah, just one thing that I notice coming back to this country, that there's a lot that they lie to us about. There's so much. Like, if you travel outside the United States, you know what I'm talking about. You know that what the truth is on these groups. What they're there for. What they're used for. how they began. And it's not in the history because the United States doesn't want us to know that. They only want us to know who they're trying to take down, who they're trying to rise above and become the boss. U.S. Feeds us propaganda. That's correct. Nothing but propaganda. Raising money for causes. You guys get suckered in to vote for things that are going to destroy you and your family. You get suckered in by these groups that are lies. They're all lies. So that you vote the way they want you to vote. And then you wonder why your vote doesn't seem to matter, or whatever you voted for never happened. Because you believed in that candidate is going to deliver something they promised, and they never have. And they still continue playing with us at every election. There's no other candidates besides the three right now, which is Biden, Trump, and then you have Michelle Obama. I mean, what other candidates are there? Okay? These groups are more than just your drug dealer, more than just your human trafficker. These groups are what keeps the legal bullshit alive, the legal money laundering alive, the politicians from ever retiring to the point where they have to be on Social Security. That's another reason why you'll never see changes in the disability or Social Security office, ever. Because they will never, ever have to live on those checks or survive on those checks. They'll never see that. Where companies had taken away pensions, right? But they didn't take it away from government offices. Government offices still get their pensions. Military needs to be in charge of the voting. Humanity has been living someone else's reality. Yeah. Unfortunately, we like entertainment. Whether it's good entertainment or bad entertainment, it's all entertainment. And then when it hits home and starts to affect you, that's the only time you wake up. Now, everybody's asking, why isn't Brian Kohberger's family standing beside him? Why aren't they fighting for him, or why are they not? How do we know that they're not? I mean, these groups are keeping the family away from him for a reason. Okay? They want the family to act a certain way. Howard Bloom, whatever the fuck he wants to be, I think he lost a lot of money somehow with his probably investments and gone bad, maybe the crypto, I don't know. But he's desperate. And he's going to sign that dotted line with the rest of them, with that damn book. We keep the masses. We make the elite more wealthy and powerful with our ignorance. 100%. Joanne, that's true. With our ignorance and our laziness, not just ignorance, our laziness. You can't be ignorant unless you're lazy. So you're going to find out more about Idaho. Of course, I'm going to wait. You bear with me. I mean, they don't even have a trial until next following June, okay? So I want to give you what I got, what I found before the trial even starts, but at the same time, we don't know what we're going to hear. And everything right now is speculation, only because we know it exists, but we don't know if it is the reason for what happened at 1122 King Road. We don't know. Not for sure. But from whatever videos and screenshots that we were able to get, everybody was able to get, okay, out of the body cam. I don't want to hear, oh, I did it. It's all mine. My content. Yeah, thank you for finding it. Thank you for zooming in. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Yes. Shout out, no doubt. But saying it's your content, not nice. It's everybody's content. We're all supposed to work together, not against each other. At least that's what I always hoped that the crime community would be like. But it's not. So, but I'm going to continue on my end. Yeah, thank you. That's right, Van. They are keeping them silent. Well, on my end, I'm going to do my best not to be like some of the content, what do they call it? Crime community channels. And, oh yeah, and I wanted to show you how to get to the PDF before we go. Let's see if I can remember how to get to it, okay? Hold on. So remember what I did? I think it was this one. I don't remember, man. I know it was a PDF. I think it was this one. .gov, Supreme Court, civil boo boo. Let's see. I think it's this one, guys. Hold on. This is the appeal. You have to bear with me. I forgot. Okay, here we go. This one's not the PDF. I think. Nope. I know it's in here, I swear. I know this is where I got the photos. Ah, this is it. This has got to be it. Hold on, guys. This is where I got the pictures. And there should be a PDF up in here. Hold up, wait a minute. Oh, where is that? I don't remember. But there was a PDF download in here. So that might not be it. Okay, hold on. This could be it. Oh, this, I know this isn't it. But one of these has the PDF download. Besides all these names and stuff. So you have to forgive me if I'm moving fast. I don't remember which one I was at. Try this one. Please let this one be it. Read more. Yeah, when I found it, it was in something like this. And it was right on the side where you, and it was all nice and boxed in. Really nice. And it's a PDF. download, and I don't know which one. I'm sorry. But you can find it. It's not hard. I mean, it's hard. I just remember which one. Is it this one? It might be this one. Oh, here we go. You have a download right here. Let me see. I didn't get it from here, but let's see what happens. Oh, okay, this one has to be emailed to you. Nope, that wasn't where I got it. Nope, not it. Here's the Jesse Bailey's. Matthew Roberts. I didn't know about that one. Sorry guys, I'm just looking for it. But it's in any one of these articles. We'll have the PDF. And then you can go right here. Close all. Wiggy. A word. Word to the bird. Word. And you'll be able to pull this up sometime in life. And then you would have all the PDF file for it. This one is the PDF, not the original. So what I could do is I can share this on my Twitter so that you guys can copy it. So I ended up doing this, guys. So I wasn't sure. I did the video earlier. All you have to do is just rewind it. And start here. So I did a photograph of it. So you get a list of everybody that got arrested. And it just goes on. And it gets into the vehicles that were seized. And I know we're going to get haters saying, oh, well, he purchased the knife. They never proved yet that he purchased the knife. They're still looking for that proof. They didn't show us a receipt of that. Then they're talking about Dickies. They may have shown us a receipt of the Dickies, but we didn't get the Q code on it to find out if it's an overall or what type of Dickies it is, because there's so many different type of Dickies. That didn't sound right? It did not come out right out of your mouth. No, it didn't. But that's not my problem that they called their product Dickies, okay? Not my problem. Okay, so. What I could do too is upload as many as this as I can on, Tell It to Elle. Yeah, there's going to be a link to her watch. But this is everything that they seized. These are the vehicles they seized in the year, make and model, VIN numbers. Okay, and I already did a video. You can slow it down. I did it a while back in the beginning, probably the first hour. Pistols. I don't see anything about knives. Okay. I just see rifles. Okay. I didn't see nothing but some knives. Hold on. I mean, look at this. Viper. Look at all this type of guns they have. Where's the knives at? I didn't see no knives. No knife collection. It's either that or they're not looking to put the knife collection in there. It's got a mass destruction item. I don't know. Where did it go? Uh-oh. I lost the list. Let's try this one. Anybody see knives? I see more rifles. I see gauges, 9mm. Still looking for the knife. Hold on. I still don't see no knives. Okay, so if any of you guys can see anything about knives, I mean, we could possibly rule out the this gang. I don't see anything about knives. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, that's a lot of jobs. Dickie wears his jobs, yeah. I mean, he's got to look nice, right? So we got the make and model there. This might be a repeat. I don't see no knives. Okay, no knife collection, yo. Still looking. I do see, you know, a bunch of lookalikes right here, dodging that, and they, you know, they forgot the Ford. Some lookalikes. But I don't see no knives. There's gotta be a knife collection in here. How come there isn't any? There's gotta be something. These are professionals, right? Where's the knives? So could they really have been involved in covering up the scene and staging the scene? I mean, I'm going to rule these individuals out, and I'll tell you why. Unless they are wearing a badge. Okay, I only think that the badge is this stupid. I don't think the cartel is this stupid, okay? At all. I don't think there's no retardedness in. I think the smartest individuals are the cartel. They may be dangerous, but they are smart. And I don't think the police are smart. I really don't. Thank you. But I know that Jay Embry will talk about this a lot. Telltale may talk about it a lot. I'm going to rule it out. I'm going to rule it out because I still believe it is an authority figure that did this, that screwed up and tried covering it up to make it look like either it's a psycho killer, serial killer, or a gang hit. Okay? And that's how I feel about it. That's my opinion. But I'm not going to say they're wrong. Hey, you never know. During the trial, they might surprise the crap out of me. And all of a sudden, boom, it was a... Yeah. But I don't think so. I don't see any knives. I don't see any knives confiscated in this list here. I don't see nothing about no knives. And it's confiscating information. Okay? I don't see it. Maybe we go a little slower. Go back to Word. Word doc. I just don't see the knives. Oh, I can't enlarge this. Hold on. I have to opt out. Close, please. Let's open up something different. I don't want it. It keeps going to this, and I don't want it like that. Where's the new one? That's what I don't understand. Why does it keep going to that when I just want it? I did receive it. I know I did. I just want a regular... close. Yeah, it's just not going to give me the regular PDF. Oh my god, my vehicle's burning up. Holy macaroni. Oh. Okay. Yes, missed calls. You can call them, I don't know who they are. You can harass the crap out of them, I don't know who they are. Harass them away. I always get nothing but solicitors anyhow. So I'm trying to enlarge it and I can't. I'm so sorry. I can only enlarge the ones I took photographs of. Okay. Let's get back to how you guys are feeling, your opinions. We won't be having a live panel until the fall season. Yeah, because I won't be able to handle the heat. It's too much heat. So when fall gets here and winter gets here and things cool down, I'll be able to handle it. And hopefully you guys will be here. Now, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification. You never know when I go live. I don't schedule because I can never make the schedule. Okay, I scheduled a lot of live events that's coming up, and I'm going to try and make those dates. But sometimes those dates do get moved, okay? But I have a lot to bring you. So just bear with me. Got a lot going on. And, yeah, I just want to make sure that when I bring it to you guys that it's legit. I don't mind theory talking, talk about theories and speculations, but wouldn't you guys like some real info? I know I do. So that's kind of what I want to bring to you. The best that I can. Alright, I have lots of work to do this summer. I love you all. We've been here going on 3 hours. Don't forget to rewind. We did a lot of stuff. Okay. Thank you. Now, however, I'm going to leave those 2 links there. I love Jay Embry, who calls himself Paparotti. I think his channel's great. I think his insights are amazing. But if I'm just going to say this, really look into what they had found on these individuals as well. See if they have family members that might be in the sorority or the frat. Okay, see if they have any young sibling members going to the colleges. Just saying. And then we just might be able to figure out who unalived Ethan and Xana. We already know if Maddie is gone, who did that. Okay, because we can see his face at the Grubhub. We seen him hugging her. We seen him slipping her something. We seen him gesture to somebody about, hey, she's, fall asleep gesture. Wait till they're asleep. Okay? But I know Kaylee ran. So hold on. I'm going to go to this real quick. So I don't have the video on my phone. Right. So what I want to see is this part. And I want to show you her running away. So let's try it.
University of Idaho murder victims and another student at a food truck.
The time, 1:30 a.m., just hours before the murders. Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison, host of Crime, already announced they have cleared the young man in the hoodie. Audio
Okay,
engineer.
hold on. There you go. She gets the last text, guys. The very last text. And they run for it. Just give it a minute. Yeah, so that's not helping me. Hold on. Oh, Lord, help me. Okay, hold on. Let's try this one. There they go. Okay, they ran for it. Now press play again, guys. Alright, you see that? The only way you're going to forget your friend is if somebody's saying, hey, either, hey, we're over here, hurry up. And you're drunk as fuck, right? That's what they want us to believe. No, she got a text to run. To make a break for it. Sorry, I can't see it any better. But keep an eye out on this. Hold on. Everybody got to put their friggin', what do you call it there? Let me see. Look up footage. Let's try that. Just want to see them run. Yeah, it's not gonna work. There you go. So she's acting like nothing's happening. Here's that weird jacket. Okay. She takes a photograph of what's behind her. But she does get a text to run. Run her happy little booty out of there. Let me see what this thing has. Oh, not it. This is an over laugh. Like she's overly laughing. This is what you do when you're nervous. You overly laugh at something. You're as if you're oblivious to what's going on. I'm oblivious to what's around me. I don't see it. I'm pretending nothing is going on. That's overly laughing. Laughing at what? What is she overly laughing at? I mean, yeah, imagine being really scared or worried and how you would react to that, because you don't want them to know that you know that they're there. You don't want them to know. I thought I seen those two kiss. I swear to God, I thought I seen those two kiss. But that's some serious embrace, isn't it? That's a serious embrace right there. I just love you. Thank you for coming. And then he's the reason why she's gonna die? Him. And maybe they didn't want to kill her. Maybe they wanted to put her on the porn. You know, where they put the sugar babies. Or, you know, there probably was a high paying to see her naked and to see her, doing some certain activities you can't do unless she's incapacitated. Who knows? That's probably what they wanted to do, not really hurt her or kill her. We don't know what these guys had planned. Okay, we talked about that too on one of my live events. Don't say what the F. Okay, I talked about how they sell images of them, and I want to show it to you, but I won't have a YouTube channel anymore. They're not real images, but they put their faces on or certain body parts on their body to make them look naked, and they use Photoshop, and they put them into sugar babies accounts, and they sell it. I told you that they'll drug or overly capacitate some of the students, and then they take advantage of them. They end up on porn, and they don't know about it because women don't think to go to Pornhub. I also put it in my community channel that they're under investigation as well, at the same time as I'm taking down Aryan Nation and Brian Kohberger. And I showed proof of that. It's in my community channel. So I can give you so much information. They ran. That's her running as fast as she can. Run, run, run. So let me show you the Pornhub investigation. I'm not going to go to my community channel because I got to scroll and mess with your eyes. So hold on. Okay. Where's the Pornhub? Oh, come on. Porn. I said Pornhub. Damn it. Porn. I don't know how to spell porn. Pornhub. Pornhub. Investigation. Okay, here we go. Investigating Pornhub videos. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And when they started it. Actually, it started long before this, so. See? Pornhub. Year 2020. And that's because underage females and males were on Pornhub, including finding out that students from universities are on these Pornhub sites. Okay, so you could definitely look into it. Under investigation, guys. See? Right here. Hold on. I'm not showing the one that happened right after June. Hold on. December 15. And here you go. It's all right here. Pornhub parents company Mid-Greek faces U.S. Mid-Geek, excuse me. Alright. Maybe we're going a little too far, but we're on investigations. Oh yeah. I didn't want to open that. I just wanted the article. Seriously. See? I don't want to open it. So before we go, check it out. Canadian company. Say what? Say okay.
Pornhub owner entering deferred prosecution agreement after sex trafficking investigation. ALO Holdings, the Canadian company that owns Pornhub and several other adult video websites, will enter a deferred prosecution agreement with federal prosecutors this afternoon after a Justice Department investigation determined it hosted videos obtained through a production company engaged in sex trafficking. In 2019, federal prosecutors in California charged 4 operators of GDP websites, a pornography distributor that filmed content posted on Pornhub, with sex trafficking charges. After a 30-month-long federal investigation into its connection to GDP websites, ALO Holdings is scheduled to enter into a deferred prosecution agreement at an arraignment this afternoon. The company agreed to pay monetary compensation to the sex trafficking victims, which has not been set at this time. ALO Holdings has not admitted guilt, and if it follows the terms of agreement for 3 years, the government will drop all charges. The charges are sealed, but the company said it is facing prosecution over unlawful monetary transaction allegations. The company said it was provided with signed consent forms from actors at GDP websites, but was unaware that they were obtained through fraud and coercion. ALO Holdings said it was taking additional steps to combat the dissemination of illegal content throughout the internet, including employing new human and AI moderation tools, as well as software to identify illegal content. Key background: according to prosecutors in California, 4 individuals named in a 2019 criminal complaint ran a scheme recruiting young women across the U.S. The conspirators placed ads online, looking to recruit women interested in modeling jobs. When women responded to the ads, they instead offered them $3,000 minus $5,000 for a one-day pornographic video shoot. They then coerced hesitant victims by insisting the videos would not be posted online, instead distributed by DVDs in other countries. The complaint also alleged that the GDP website's operators would ply the victims with drugs and alcohol on the way to the shoots. They would then force the victims to sign, falsely paraphrased, consent documents. The videos were eventually posted on 2 websites owned by GDP that distribute videos to Pornhub and other sites owned by ALO Holdings. According to prosecutors, they generated over $17 million in revenue for GDP websites.
Alright, I can't get more clear than that, guys. They just told you everything I just told you. Can't get no clearer. Let's find out a little bit more about these pretty girls here. Let's go with the modeling shoot here, okay? Alright, don't tell me. They found Kaylee a long time ago. Did they not? Hold on, I gotta be so careful, guys. I found them a long time ago. Oops. Is that the crew? That might be the crew. That's the crew, I think. Alright, hold on, because I don't want to pull up anything bad by accident. I got to be careful. Yeah, I mean, it starts off innocent, guys. It really does. It's, you know, it starts off nice and innocent. Okay. Oopsies. Who could that be? Oh, I wonder. Who could that be? Alright, hold on. And this is an underage girl. She's underage right there. Alright. I gotta be so careful, guys. I got some stuff in here. What was that famous picture, y'all? with them at the, what do you call it? This is really nice photography, right? Really nice photography. I mean, this is really pretty. Very angelic. Very nice photography. Then you get to this. So, how does Daddy, feel about seeing his daughter like this? There's also pictures with Kaylee with smaller breasts, and then all of a sudden bigger breasts. Anybody want to see those? Yes, we must put our legs over the other girl and show her booty. Make her look more blonde. I mean, look how they started her off before she became a blonde. They did the whole white streak, get rid of some of the brown hair, and then they add the blonde to it. Yeah, why not? Some more kissy kissy? Anybody for more kissy kiss? You guys still here? I mean, there's a bunch. You guys can find a whole bunch. Let's get right. Now, there's pictures of her with smaller boobs, and now all of a sudden she has like these Gonzal, big boobs. Smaller boobs. Let's find her with some smaller boobs. I have a whole lot of searching going on, guys. I gotta find the smaller boobs. Nope, these are big ones. Oh yeah. I don't really know what this is about, but okay. Yeah, let's pick something simple, and so I can read what you guys have to say. Sorry, Antifa's going up. Alright, let me see what you guys got. Steve said things are gonna get gross at the trial. Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. They're gonna get nasty. It's not gonna make his daughter look very pretty, or any of the girls, for that matter. Yeah, they wanted to make that extra money so they can get all the finer things. Who paid for all those trips? Who's making sure that they can party? Obviously, they have to have a job. And pass their grades. Like, how do you do that? Help me understand that. Let me see if Google can help me. Hold on. Google might be able to help me with everything, right? Hold on. Let's find out. Nope, I don't think that one's going to answer it. How do people party in college and still get good grades? I can't do Reddit. How do I party at night and still get good grades? Should I try this one? Just say no. Alright, how are people able to party in college and still get good grades? Let's find out. I'm 22, man. Look at this. She says, I'm 22. The next month's communication course. I always heard growing up that college is the biggest network zone. Let me see if it's going to read this for me. So it's all blurry. It cannot read it. Damn it. That's not nice. Alright. I'm going to do my best. It's a little on the blurry side. Alright, so someone will be in during their lifetime. Okay, I missed something. Alright, however, is it easier to get laid, making friends, networking for jobs? Alright, but dispute, fun, things I have heard about college. I have also heard, it's not helping me. Lucky paying tuition? What? My parents are luckily paying the tuition. Okay. I need something better than this. But you seen that mentality? That's crazy. How do I balance party? Let me try that one. Alright. I'm specifically an incoming freshman this year. I am unsure how I'm gonna get enough studying. I'd rather like to have decent grades. Okay. Like I think I need to interview some students. Hold up. Can anyone actually pull a party and get good grades? Let me see what that one has. I mean, there's a lot to read, yo. Study hard, party hard. Oh yeah. I mean, study hard and party hard. Not helpful. Not helpful at all. How to manage staying fit. Oh man, they just jumped me right off this chart. Party hard. My university money. Freshman. Fresh meat, guys. So we already know that Ethan failed his first year, so he's going to be doing his year over again. Well, he was, if he was still alive. He's going to be a new fresh meat again. Doing freshman over again. Am I right? You'll be to do something dumber like other. Let me see. Let's see if we got it. Yay!
Okay, university and college freshmen, or freshies, as you will now be referred to, listen up. With school back in session the next few weeks, there will be a temptation to consume copious amounts of adult beverages and generally let off some steam with people of your own age. As someone who has some fairly extensive experience with the first week of school, I believe I have some hard-won tips on how to maximize your good times, while at the same time keeping enough of that new and shiny student loan intact to at least pay for first term's tuition. My first tip is simply to get out there and party. Now I should be fully upfront in saying that my definition of party does not include illegal substances of any kind. Pranks and stunts that straddle the gray area of legal may be acceptable on a case-by-case basis. But seriously, please use the first week or two of school to meet new people, and scratch any real party itch that you may have. I maintain that this is an effective long-term strategy because the more you get out of your system the first week when nothing all that important will be talked about in class anyway, the less inclined you will be to do something dumb like the other freshies and go out and get hammered the day before a midterm, or hand in a term paper late due to unforeseen exposure to alcohol. Get familiar with your surroundings, experience new things again, within limits. Remember, I am a high school teacher after all, so my idea of expanding your horizons is pretty tame. Meet new people from a variety of backgrounds, and most of all, try to make sure that you are sick of partying by the end of second week. By the end of the second week you should be ready to read the rest of the tips on this site and get productive. Remember that the more productive you are, and the better use of time management principles you make, the more time will be available for the events mentioned above throughout the year. Who are you trying to impress? Party hard, save hard. Now on to specific tips to save you money while you experience the first week of classes. Your initial time. I was going to title this article, How to Party Frugally, but that sounded like pretty much the lamest, nerdiest thing I have ever written. First and foremost, drink cheap beer. I know you think you need to show off how mature and cool you are by trying to buy the premium booze, but it will not be worth it when you have to beg the parents for money or watch the negative number add up in your bank account by April. A wise man named Forrest Griffin, a UFC veteran and two-time best-selling author, yes, you did read that correctly, once bestowed upon his readers a brilliant insight. It was, most people agree beer is an acquired taste, so you might as well acquire a taste for cheap beer. Truer words were never spoken. You can put that one up there beside all the quotes and name-dropping your professors will do over the next few years. The clothes do not make the man, woman. Secondly, don't go spend a mint on a new wardrobe. Ladies, as a guy, let me give you some advice about attracting my species. We have no idea what anything costs, nor would we care if we did. We don't really think high heels or ultra-elite brand names are necessary at first-week parties. While we realize that makeup provides you with a sort of security blanket, we will never notice the finer details, so please, please, don't spend all your time in front of a mirror when you could be enjoying life. If a guy does notice any of this, is really worth talking to anyway. Trust me, you will get noticed. It really isn't that hard in this sort of environment. Just wear something you can be comfortable in, that basically isn't a sweatsuit, end of story. Unless you're going to USC, real university students don't dress like you see on TV, we usually too hungover, sleep-deprived, or otherwise distracted to care. Guys, next time you're at a party and not those ridiculous high school parties you used to go to where the guy who frequents the rapper's Goodwill store is the standard, take a look around at which gentlemen tend to get the most attention from the ladies. The vast majority of the time it has nothing to do with having 3 pounds of gel in their hair or the latest polo shirt on. Usually the guy at the center of it all just has something that stands out. It is often a $10 minus $15 shirt with some ridiculously witty saying on it, or a true lumberjack plaid shirt, not those rip-offs they mark up by 400% and then sell at Abercrombie. If you're a good-looking guy, the women will find you. If you're not, be the funny, witty, different one. Remember that you're talking to experience here. There will plenty of opportunities to try and meet and impress young ladies. Just have fun and for God's sake, don't primp more than they do. Ladies, back me up on this one. Party hard. There is something to this whole limit thing. Going out does not mean you have to get completely blacked out to the point of questions as to whether you have alcohol poisoning come into play. You have to pace yourself. Remember that this partying thing is a marathon, not a sprint. You have to build up endurance, and occasionally take a rest day. You think I'm joking, but you'll learn. Don't say yes. Finally, there will be people offering you all kinds of illegal substances and cigarettes. I'm not going to give that, just say no sermon, but suffice to say, I have seen drugs mess up a lot of promising people, including some of my closest friends. Don't be.
That was pretty good advice, right? You all think? Did I lose you? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can learn, right? I just wanted to know how you pass your grades, but I guess that's how you do it. Alright, so let me get back to what you guys were thinking. Sorry, I'm just looking for something that I can be able to read what you guys are saying. I don't mean to keep this up or anything, it just... So how do you feel about that one, huh? How do you get good grades and party all the time? I know Ethan failed. Okay? There's some, somebody was supposed to get their graduation stuff and wasn't able to do so. Yeah, but Ethan failed. Right? Right, guys? Bad Ethan. He did not do very good. Now, we don't know if, how many other individuals may have failed, or, like, I haven't even paid attention to who's getting what, so I'll have to look into that. But what do you guys think? It was good advice, right? Party for the first 2 weeks. Get it out of your system. Make some friends. Don't worry about looking hot. Don't worry. Unless you're making money. Okay, they're taking your pictures. Yeah, you gotta make it that money. But you don't know what you're getting into when you're making that money. Yeah. Alright, I gotta go. Love you guys. I'm not getting any feedback. Anybody feedback before I go? Ah, I got 37 likey. This is long, guys. But, I gave you a lot. I gave you a whole lot to think about, go through. But I'm still standing by the fact that I believe that it is a, police gang of some sort, or a sheriff gang, that is not good authority, okay? That is a part of what happened to the Idaho4. I'm gonna put a whole lot of bet on that. Yeah, these guys exist. I just don't think it's them. I think it's the spoiled little rich bitches who have rich parents, and also a few of them may be officers, or they're related or friends of some sort to these officers. And these officers felt pressure to do something, and to come up with something, and they found a way to do so with the help of FBI. Yeah. Or was it the help of the Payne family? Kyle Payne, Brent Payne, all the Paynes, Officer Payne, Brother Payne. Was it the help of the Paynes? Yeah, think about it. Nothing? I got nothing from y'all. I wait patiently. I hear crickets. Alright. Sorry, it's so hot. Before you guys judge me, because you just jumped in the Kool-Aid, don't know the flavor, take some time and really listen to everything I did, okay? Take some time, guys. Really. Take some time and listen to what I did for you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't have an original video of that, right? Is it this one or is it this one? This one? This one? Maybe this one. Maybe this one. I think it's this one.
Oh.